So trading robotics companies is one of the top ways to be in the future of the world and still make some money for today. And that's exactly what we're doing, trading robotics. We're trading SERV Robotics. I'm here in Los Angeles, and we just saw this robot actually in Los Angeles and saw a couple of them trading. This company this morning is what we're doing. But I took some videos. We were at the Tesla diner yesterday, my wife and I, and went with my dad as well as my cousin, and we ended up going there and saw the.
Oh, it's gonna get run over.
Oh, it went off the curb.
It's going after the kid.
It's gonna shake my soda up.
Oh, and a Waymo right here on the left. We're being surrounded.
I love that. Oh, it's so cute.
The SERV Robotics. And so this morning it had my attention, and then we also wanted to make a lesson out of it. They're up 13.4% today. Veritone was up. You see semiconductors starting off a little bit red today with Taiwan Semi was down, along with NVIDIA and AMD were down. But we do have earnings today. So we're up a little bit over $200. We invested about $4,000 into this SERV Robotics. This morning we ended up buying here. It was already up 9% when we purchased. And part of the lesson for today was, guys, if you see something at a top, you see something at a resistance, doesn't mean that it's going to go down and that now is not the time to buy. In fact, there's a lot of other things that line up, whether it's the financials, which in this case, they're not fully lined up, whether it's the real world usage, which in this case, we love to see it, that we saw the robots in person, but maybe it's the news, things like that. If we look at SERV Robotics, why deliver 2-pound burritos in 2-ton cars? They're building these robots. They're partnered with NVIDIA and Uber Eats and Delivery Hero. And it's an option, especially in Los Angeles. Do you want the robot to deliver your food? It will take longer, but you don't have to tip, basically. And then you get your food out of there, and that's how it works. So did we see any notable press today from the company? It seems that the last article that they came out with was maybe a financing article. Didn't see anything major today on the news side of things. And so, yeah, maybe about 10 days ago, they were working on their pioneering an AI foundation model based on autonomy for last mile delivery. But overall, what we're watching here was a 9% increase. And then we talked about this morning, I said, guys, what is more important will not always be your entry. It will be the plan that you have in place. And so the plan for today, we're going with a stop loss here at about 1.7%. And we're going for about an 8% to 9% margin for profit up here around $400. So, essentially, maybe risking about $40 to $70 negative, but looking for a $400 to $500 opportunity on a $4,000 investment. And so that's what we're in this morning. We're trading a SERV stock. We see it get up to that $11.76 price point right now. The other thing we didn't do is we didn't set our stop losses publicly. We were just watching and had an idea for our stop losses. But there's a lot of, why give your orders to the institutions? A lot of people think, oh, my order doesn't matter. Your order absolutely is considered by institutions. When you give your order to your brokerage sells that information to institutions that will trade based on your stop orders. And we saw it. I got in here, we saw it push up to 11, and I said, oh, I could set a stop down here around $11. Let's see though, I'm not going to set a stop. It rocketed down, or it sold off and cliffed off, hunted that liquidity for people that would have set their stop. And I'll give you a really good example. When you're looking at a company, we were watching a perfect trend. It was something like this. It was like a perfect, I think it was even this trend right here. And if you were watching the trend, you would say, oh, wow, what a perfect trend when we were in it. So it was like this, not this one up here, but it was rising perfectly. Then it was right here, and someone would set their stop just below what? The trend line, the support line. And then boom, it sold off. It sold off big time and would have hit a stop loss. But that's why we were a little more cautious when it comes to giving out our information. Because I've noticed that happens a lot. So we're seeing it get up into this $11.82 range. So we're gonna watch it there. About $292, almost 300 today. And the main focus we're gonna have here, we just crushed that $300 mark, is following the plan, continuing in this plan for the day, looking for about $400 profit. We'll manage risk accordingly. And when it comes to the trading, we just wrapped it up in Stockmate. We trade there every day live. And I just noticed something, guys. We have earnings today for NVIDIA. We got some targets that came out today, but we have earnings after hours. That's going to definitely impact market direction, those NVIDIA earnings. So have a look at those earnings after hours. We'll most likely do a live video. And the other thing that I noticed for the summer sale for Stockmate, I had a timer here that was resetting every 5 hours, and I didn't realize it until I just was talking with my team, and I said, guys, we're closing lifetime access. Can you just make sure that we, let's make sure that we close this. And I noticed that the timer was resetting at 5 hours. So some people might have seen that sale and said, oh, Will's creating a fake timer on Stockmate for lifetime access or something. And I was like, oh, nobody said that. Nobody really was like, Will, this is going on. But I looked at it and I was like, oh, well, that's not good. So I want you guys to know I'll never do fake scarcity. It's not my goal to do fake scarcity or anything like that. But this is a real timer. If you go to the second link down below, 4 days left for lifetime access as it ends on September 1st. So if you want to see our daily live trading, get access to fundamental technical analysis, and see our trades every day, there is a sale there. There's Stockmate, and then there's everything else. This is really a focus on why to buy companies, not necessarily what to buy, although you will see my entries and my exits at market open. And right now with lifetime access, after this, it's going to close. So you're not going to be able to get lifetime access after this window, unless for some reason we have it open. But for the most part, we're changing because it's a recurring model. I'm there every day at market open, as I just mentioned. So it's the second link below, and I'll even send you a free t-shirt. So this is going to be the trade for today. Kind of the overall plan for this is $400 profit. We're looking for that 8.5% increase to 1210 with a stop at 1096, but we'll move our stop loss up now that we're in the green to around $300 profit. And that's going to be the one we watch. So why are we watching it? When it comes to SERV, they are a startup, so they don't have maybe the best financials, and they're more into the beginning stages. The market cap in their opportunity of what they're serving the market could be a $10 to $20 billion opportunity, as they're partnering with Uber and trying to automate robotics for delivering Uber and things like that. So the $686 million market cap is pretty small given their market opportunity. However, can't really base it off of that. I base it off the real world usage and seeing them serve the marketplace. Their revenue has been increasing to almost $1 million in a quarter. They're about almost $750,000 right now. Revenue's up 37% year over year, but net income's negative. So that's where they're struggling. They're negative net income on the startup costs. But you do see their balance sheet, investors investing big time. They got $200 million in assets with just $7 million in liabilities. Their assets are up 500% year over year. So the financials aren't bad, but the income is not so good, that the negative net income as they're starting up. So just something to consider when looking at this company. And we're going to be watching it closely. We're looking for, again, this $400 profit here. We'll see if maybe we're able to get that today, as we're up about 315 so far. So that's going to be the focus. So again, we see a trend. If we see a break in pattern from here, then that could cause us to either lock in profits. So let's say we see it drop. That was crazy. Did you guys just see that liquidity change? For a second, it dropped to $11 a share. So now I got to set a stop under this. I have to set a stop real quick. Set a stop. We'll do 1178. That'll still put us around $300 profit if it hits it. All right, did you guys see that? That right there, that boom, down to $11 and back up. It just dropped $1 a share and then recovered. That right there is called a liquidity sweep. So that happens. That's exactly what I was just talking about earlier in the video, that we didn't set our stop loss. Does that make sense? So basically, like, maybe I should just delete this stop loss and just monitor it, because that's only something that a massive institution could do. Does that make sense? So look at that. If you had a stop loss at any moment above $11, you would have gotten hit, stopped out below your stop, and it would have bounced right back up. So that's why I like market orders in our plan when we're trading these companies. So hopefully that makes sense. Stuff like that happens sometimes in the markets. How many of you guys have been there? We see a little bit of a break in pattern, so we'll see how it holds here. I'm going to I'm not going to set a stop, but we can monitor it here. And honestly, like when it comes to those types of moves, they do happen quite often. So you just got to be ready. So maybe it's not a full break-in pattern. It's a little bit of a break-in pattern, but we see a little bit of a breakdown to 375. Let's see how it holds. If we could still get that hold there around that 15% mark. There we go. Yep. So we're okay. We're going to follow it here. We're going to see, watch these levels around 11.75. See if it could push up into that $12, $13 range, because we're really close to that take profit mark. We'll have our stop loss, or we'll be locking in profit in the green regardless. Thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate you all. And again, if you want to join us in our live session, second link below. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button, crush it. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.